All right, good morning, everybody. Hello, everyone. What is going on, my friends? How are you? Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome. I am Darkside Phil, of course. Who else did you think this was? Did you think this was Joe Biden giving you his inaugural address? You're wrong. You're in the wrong spot. Where are you? What are you doing? That happened hours ago. What do you... Come on. Get out of here. Anyway, today is January 20. Bill Cosby. Someone just said Bill Cosby. Yeah, I sound just like Bill Cosby, like to a T. Obviously, that's who I am. Broadcasting to you live from federal prison. Of course. All right, anyway. Today is January 20th, 2021. Today is Wednesday. Which is weird because today is a new release day. And it's not often that I could say it's Wednesday and it's a new release day. I don't know what's going on. It seems like everything is up for grabs. Everything is like a toss-up these days. When it comes to game releases. Ever since COVID, had its ginormous outbreak last year, it seems like anything can come out at any time, at any day. It's very weird in that regard. Normally, game releases used to be always on Tuesdays. But it was weird because it would be Tuesdays in the United States, but then it would be Friday in, like, Europe. And then it was, like, sometimes Tuesday or Friday in other places. It was weird that it was never, like, a unified day. And then I would say in the last year, a lot of game releases started to be unified on Fridays, which is a good thing in my opinion. I'm all for a unified release date. I don't understand why one territory would get a game before another. It's very odd. But now it seems like games just come out whenever. Right? You get a game on a Thursday, a game on a Wednesday, a game on a Saturday. I don't know about a game on a Saturday. I don't know if there's actually been one. But I know for a fact there's been major releases on Thursdays as well as now a Wednesday. In fact, today is the first major release of 2021. There's been no big game releases up until today. And you might say, well, what game is coming out today? Well, today is the release of Super Sparkle Brothers. The very cutesy, glitter-filled platformer, of course. But that's not what we're playing today. We're playing Hitman 47's Return, right? Or, excuse me, Agent 47's Return to the World of Assassination, Hitman 3. All right? Which is cross-platform, by the way. It's funny because people told me there was no PS5 version of the game. There absolutely is. That was false information. Yeah, I was told that it was only a PS4 version, and basically you would play it on PS5 upscaled. It's not true at all. I got it last night, and there are completely separate PS4 and PS5 versions available. So I got, I bought it. And by the way, this is something, I have to say something positive about Ubisoft. Everyone always gives Ubisoft shit. Everyone. Everyone says they're what am I talking about? Not Ubisoft, Square Enix. Everyone gives Square Enix shit these days for various business practices that they do. Although I guess a lot of people are happy that Square Enix put out Final Fantasy VII Remake last year. They liked how that went. But Square Enix is not charging everyone $70 for Hitman 3 on PlayStation 5. They're not. They're only charging the normal $59.99. They did not actually raise the price for next gen, while a lot of other companies have. They're not charging the extra $10. It's just $59.99. And it's pretty good in that regard. Like, why are you going to pay an extra $10? Okay. For what, right? Bro, I'm getting so confused. Who the fuck is publishing Hitman at this point? It's not Square Enix anymore either. Aren't they doing it by themselves? They're doing it as an indie studio now, right? Like, they're independent. They don't have a major publisher. I'm trying to remember. It's IO Interactive. That's who I get. That's why my brain is wrapped. First, for some reason, I thought it was Ubisoft. That's completely false. It was never Ubisoft. And then I was thinking Square Enix, but Square Enix hasn't done it in a while either. So it's IO Interactive doing it on their own. All right, that makes sense. Self-published. Okay, let's go back full circle to when I was starting my whole train of thought here because my brain is scrambled for some reason. So IO Interactive is doing the right thing with Hitman. They are not just making $10 extra and charging $10 extra if you're buying the PS5 version of this game at all. So that's good. They easily could have, because everyone else is charging $69.99 for games on PS5, and IO Interactive is not doing that. They're only charging $59.99. So I was happy about that. But there are two separate versions. Like, you could download the PS4 or the PS5 version on your PlayStation 5. They give you that option. Why you download the PS4 version on PS5, I have no idea, unless it's a mistake. So, excuse me. We'll see what happens, with this. But I'm excited. Hitman 3, 6 more new locations, six more stages. Now, with the Hitman franchise, ever since it got rebooted many years ago, I've had mixed thoughts about it. First of all, I like Hitman. The first Hitman game I ever played was Hitman 2, way back when I played it on PC. I liked it, but at that point, I had never really played any stealth games, and admittedly, I remember I liked the idea that you could walk around and put on different outfits and find different ways to do it, but it was tough for me. Like, I remember it kicking my ass, and I never really beat it. I played it for a bit on PC, and I never beat it. It actually had come with a graphics card that I had bought. It was bundled in with it. The first full Hitman playthrough I ever did was Hitman Absolution. If you remember, I went to E3 2012 and had some hands-on with the game at E3 with the demo, and then I played the full game later that year, some 9 years ago. Okay, it was good. I really liked Hitman Absolution. I thought it was a very good game, but a lot of people hated on it, saying that it wasn't as difficult as the previous Hitman games because Agent 47, I should say. I shouldn't just call him Hitman. Agent 47 had too many abilities. You could see through walls now, much like the detective vision of the Arkham series, and there were just so many different easy ways to do the missions, or the game would kind of lead you towards the way to do the missions, right? Now here's the thing. Hitman Absolution could have been played a lot more difficult if you turned off all those features. Like, you had the ability to turn off all those things and play it like a classic Hitman game, but people still complained that it was too easy for the common gamer. I didn't know that because I never played Hitman before, and I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was damn good, okay? And so when Hitman was rebooted years later to be an episodic game, I was excited, but I didn't like it as much, and here's why. The game being episodic, first of all, it was full of bugs. Like, I remember every time a new location released, I would play it, and there'd be, bugs out the ass. I just remember once I saved my game, all right, because the target was in the next room, and I didn't know if the way that I was going to try to kill the target was going to work. So I saved my game. I tried to kill the target. I failed. It didn't work. All right? I reload the game. The target's gone. What? Then technically the game didn't save, right? If you have a game save and when you reload it, everything in the stage has been reset, that's not a game save at all. That's the stupidest thing ever. And that's what I mean. The game was full of bugs like that. It just was not a polished experience. And come to find out, once the information hit, what happened was Square Enix, for some odd reason, which was the publisher back then, they wanted the game to be episodic. I guess they didn't really have confidence in the game being a full release like previous Hitman games. And so because it was episodic, there was a lot of rushing. There was a lot of issues with it being episodic and trying to get the episodes out. And, again, the developer, IO Interactive, didn't like that, but they were forced to do it by Square Enix. So Square Enix was basically the big villain here. So IO went independent. They said, fuck this, because Square Enix said they weren't going to do Hitman games anymore. And if I remember correctly, didn't they cut them loose or whatever? So IO Interactive went independent and made Hitman 2 as a full release by themselves, self-publishing, and it ended up being a much better experience, being a full-fledged game instead of episodic, okay? Now, I remember playing it and really liking it. Alright, I really liked it. And the only criticism, really, that I had of Hitman 2 was that it was too short. I felt that it was too short of a game, although if you take a look at the actual length of the playthrough, I want to say it was 10 to 12 hours long, because even though there's only 6 stages, at a minimum, each stage takes 1 to 2 hours, okay? Sometimes you could turbo through it if you get lucky. If you get the right things lining up right away and you can just beat it, boom, 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 you're done really quick. But some of those later stages took 3 to 4 hours or longer. Like, I remember some of them took entire streams just to do one stage, because there's multiple targets, there's multiple things you have to do to figure out how to get to those targets. Sometimes it's like checking off a checklist. I got to get to this area. I got to get a key. Got to get a certain outfit. Got to do this. Got to do that. And it became more and more complex over time. Now, the other thing is with Hitman games, of course, they're meant to be replayed. It's meant that you're supposed to go back and you're supposed to find other creative ways to pull off the assassinations. It's not just run in, shoot everything, and leave, although sometimes that ends up happening because you fuck up your attempt at trying to assassinate the people there. But there's so many creative ways in these Hitman games to kill people, and I like that. I like that. Sometimes I go back and I will replay a stage to try to find the more creative ways to off someone, okay? So, pretty cool, and I'm excited for this. This is apparently this is supposed to be the final game in the rebooted Hitman trilogy, meaning this is going to directly tie in with the plots of Hitman 1 and 2, but after this is supposed to be like a definitive end to that. And then after that, if they do another Hitman game, it's supposed to be something different or a new plot. So we may see ties to the previous 2 games in the plot. Will I actually remember those ties? Not likely. That's the problem with a series like this, is the first game was so disjointed many years ago that I couldn't even remember the plot even when I beat that game. Then Hitman 2, you know, that was what, 2 years ago, I believe? It was a great game. I absolutely loved it. But I don't remember the plot of that shit. So hopefully there's a recap or something in here so that we'll actually remember that. Okay. I guess we'll find out. Zebra is saying the next game coming out from IO Interactive is going to be a licensed James Bond 007 game. Cool. That's cool. We haven't had a 007 game in a long time. And it'll be good to see what they do with that, because they do a great job with Hitman. You know, again, some people don't like these games because it's just sneaking, you know. Personally, I'm not great at sneaking, but I really like this franchise. So I'm going to have fun with this. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do in the game is beat it normally. We're going to go through all 6 stages and, you know, try to find fun, creative ways to off the targets and everything, finish it up. Will I actually continue on and go back and do a second run and try to do alternate kills? Maybe, maybe not. It really depends on you guys. I said this exactly the same thing with Hitman 2. I said, if you guys are enjoying the game so much that you actually want to see me go back and redo certain things, try to find more creative ways to kill these guys, I'll do that. But if we go through the game once and, all right, we've seen it, that's enough, we can go on to do something else, all right? So it's really up to you guys and how much you're enjoying the game. Keep in mind, this is not the only game I'm playing. I'm balancing this with the continuation of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm balancing this with the conclusion of Yakuza 7 this week, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So, it's going to be fun, but it's not going to be rushed. That's the thing. Like this week, I'm probably playing this only twice. So, really only 6 to 7 hours of gameplay. I doubt we're going to be beating the game this week. It'll probably carry over into next week. Okay? So, we'll see. And if you guys like it, and okay, yes, that was really fun, and I want to see more creative ways to assassinate these guys, then maybe we'll do a second runs through it. Maybe not. We'll see how time permits and everything. Okay? So, that is today's main gameplay stream. Hitman 3, starting up today. I'm excited for this. I hope that you guys will join me for the fun. The first major new game release of 2021. Always exciting. And always slow, too. Always in the beginning of the year, there's usually slow new game releases. And no exception this year. First 3 weeks of the year, there was like nothing. But now, finally, we get to start playing new games. And by the way, next month it's going to pick up. I need to actually sit down and look at the game release schedule for February and make a new listing of all the new games coming out. But it's going to be more exciting next month, I feel, with all the stuff coming out. Okay? All right. And then, tonight, the late stream tonight is going to be a chill stream of Immortals Phoenix Rising. Now, last time I played the game, it was a good experience. We had a lot of people hanging out and having a good time and interacting with me. People were supporting the stream. And it ended up being pretty fun. We had story advancement. I'm planning on doing more of that tonight. Even though, of course, I'm going to do a few optional things here or there. I'm definitely going to be doing story advancement in the game tonight. So I hope you guys will join me for that. Okay? Tomorrow, it's the continuation of Yakuza 7. And it is endgame content. Basically, we're going to finish up all the optional stuff that we can before we head into the actual finale of the story of the game. From what I'm going to understand, if I wanted to beat the game, it's probably about another 2 to 3 hours, so one major stream, and I'll wrap up everything in the game that's left when it comes to the story. But we're not done yet. We've still got to finish up the Ichiban Holdings minigame. And on top of that, I want to upgrade the blacksmith. I want to get the best items in the game. I actually had just switched over to a few new jobs that I was trying to grind out a few levels to help with the final area of the game. Okay, so tomorrow is going to be all about finishing that last segment, all right, that last side content segment of the game, and then heading into the finale. So that's what tomorrow is, okay? Mainstream. Tomorrow night, it's going to be some Black Ops Cold War multiplayer fun. Hope you'll join me for that. And then on Friday, it's more Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We are heading into a new story segment of the game, which apparently people are saying is a really good one because actually it has the it has the next segment of the Sigurd plot line to find out what happened to Sigurd and stuff like that. And by the way, we're actually finally getting to towards the end of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, even though it's almost a 60-hour playthrough at this point. Yeah, from what I'm to understand, there's only 3 major story segments left in the game, and I'm starting up this one here, and then there's 2 more, and then it's the finale. So we're actually very close to the end of the game. Probably another week maybe, and we'll beat it. I guess we'll see. So that's going to be on Friday. Friday night is my late night weekly throwback session of Street Fighter, which is always a good time. Hope you guys will join me for that. Then on Saturday, that'll be the continuation of Hitman 3, the next segment of gameplay. See how far we can get. Again, like I said, some of these stages are quick. Like the first stage is typically quick. It's usually like 1 or 2 targets only. Very quick. But then once you start getting into like the middle of the game, all of a sudden it gets really complex and it could take hours and hours to beat each stage. So we'll see. So that's Saturday. Saturday night will be more Immortals Phoenix Rising. All right. And then, just balancing through, obviously that means probably Yakuza 7 may conclude on Sunday. All right. Maybe. We'll be very close, if not the end, on Sunday. So we'll see. But after the crazy amount of time I put into this playthrough, whoo, man, I'm excited to see how it ends, for sure. And that may be on Sunday, all right? Now, a few other reminders, everybody, as we're heading into the end of the month here. First of all, we've got an upcoming retrospective event. And I really need you guys now in this final week of the month, please continue to nominate your favorite moments from my 12 years as a content creator for this upcoming marathon event. The more nominations that I get, the better this event is going to be. All right, you can do so by either typing !retrospective into the stream chat, or if you wait about every 20 minutes or so, a link will auto-populate in the stream chat. Again, the more the better. And what we do is we watch some of these moments back together. In a lot of cases, it's the first time I've ever seen these moments a second time since the day that I created them and uploaded them to YouTube, right? I'm such a prolific content creator that I don't have time to go back and rewatch my stuff. So in a lot of cases, it's the only or first or only opportunity for me to actually do that. So I hope that you guys will join me for the retrospective. When is it going to be? It's either going to be at the very end of January or the very beginning of February. It really is going to depend on these game release timings. Not game release timings. These game conclusion timings is what I meant to say. Because obviously I'm in the home stretch of Yakuza. I'm heading towards the home stretch of Assassin's Creed. I'm making a push to finish them. And yes, by the way, that means my year-end series are coming right around the corner, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. And with that being the case, once I finish off one, if not both games, then it's going to be that retrospective. All right? So it's coming. Sooner rather than later. But I need more nominations. Please continue to nominate your favorite moments. All right? Cool. Now, in addition to that, we do have an upcoming Viewer's Choice event that will be happening, where you guys will be able to nominate games and then vote on games that are going to be played as a full playthrough here on the stream. I've been tossing around the idea of it being a retro replay Viewer's Choice, which would mean I'm going to replay a game that I've played before the year of 2016. So that would be, when I started playing games in 2008 all the way through 2015. That's a lot of coverage, 7 years of gameplay that I put out there that you could nominate games for me to replay. All right? Some people really like this idea, and say this is good because this gives the event more direction and it narrows it down and it allows people to pick things more creatively, because you got to think of a reason. Why would you want to see me replay a game? Well, maybe it's a game that I played so long ago no one remembers it. Maybe it's a game that when I played it, my audio visual setup was terrible. Maybe I was still using the camera or whatever. You know, I wasn't doing direct capture. I wasn't doing higher quality streams like I do today. Maybe playing one of these games as an interactive playthrough with a stream audience would be a lot different experience than when I used to play games isolated and not interact with the stream audience, or before I ever even streamed, right? Or maybe you just think my first playthrough of a game was absolutely terrible. I flubbed it because, remember, back in the day, I used to just rush through crap and not really focus in on any kind of side content or any kind of robustness of a playthrough. Just get the game done right away so I can get on to the next game, right? So, if that is the case, maybe you guys would like to see a retro replay playthrough for various different reasons. I like this idea, but it seems like my viewership is torn 50-50. It seems like some of you guys like it and some of you guys are like, just do open choice. The reason I don't like doing open choice at this point is because basically no one can agree. And what ends up happening is we end up having, like, just for example, last time we did viewer's choice, it was like, okay, there's 3 games that got like 5-6 nominations each. There's 4 games that got like 4 to 5 nominations each. And then everything else is like 1 nomination. You see? So it's because when it's open like that, it's very hard to get people to be of a like mind. So you end up getting a bunch of games that pretty much would be great playthroughs. They only get 1 nomination. And it's like, it kind of sucks. I think if I narrowed down the games available to be nominated, we'd get a little bit more focus and people maybe agreeing on a game to play a little bit more. You know what I mean? So I'm not 100% sold on this yet. I'm not sold on the viewer's choice idea yet, but I may do it. I'm going to think about it a little bit more. I'm going to keep taking in your feedback over the next week or so. And the thing is that the nominations aren't open yet anyway. We're still working on the retrospective. You know, I'm still taking in retrospective nominations for moments to review for that marathon. Once we're done with that marathon, then you guys are going to be able to start nominating stuff for viewer's choice. So we still got a week or two to figure it out. All right. Fair enough. Okay. Outside of that, the only other thing is the year-end series, which obviously at this point, it's like, holy shit, we're on January 20th, haven't done the year-end series yet. All right, don't worry. I promise you they're coming. Originally, I was going to wait till I finished Assassin's Creed Valhalla. At this point, being that it looks like I may not beat Assassin's Creed Valhalla for another week or two, I'm not waiting. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to beat Yakuza 7, and then immediately after I beat Yakuza 7, that next coming week, there will be night streams of the year-end series. It's going to be my best games of 2020 countdown and the most disappointing games of 2020 countdown. What I'll probably do is either do one night where I do both, or I'll split it up, where one night I'll do the best, and then I'll probably pair that with a little bit of like multiplayer or Black Ops Cold War, and then maybe the next night I do the most disappointing, and then I pair that with maybe Black Ops or something like that. Okay? So there you go. I hope everything goes according to plan. All right? I do. I hope everything goes according to plan. And I hope that we have no issues and we beat Yakuza nicely this weekend, and then I can do these streams. All right? I hope. Because it's definitely gone on way too long. Let's be honest here. We've been waiting so long, and I have to do these series at this point. And by the way, this is the only year this has ever happened. This is the only year where there were so many lengthy AAA game releases at the end of the year because of the launch of the new consoles that there was no way to finish them up in a relatively quick amount of time. There just was no way to do that. The only way I would have been able to do that is to only focus in on one. So I could have beaten like Yakuza and then never touched Assassin's Creed, and then there was no way I could even mention Assassin's Creed in my countdowns because I didn't play it enough, you see? So I had to make this choice, and I'm happy I did this choice. I'm happy I made the choice because I played most of the games at length, you know, and now I feel that I could properly rank them, which is good. And you guys have no idea how I'm going to rank them because I don't do formal game reviews anymore. So you have no clue how I'm going to rank these games. So when Cyberpunk 2077 wins Game of the Year, tied with The Last of Us 2 for the most epic battle ever, and it just can't get a winner because they're both such great games, You guys are going to be shocked. You're going to crap your pants and launch into the skies. Rockets of shit. You will not believe it. All right? Alrighty then. So that being said, yes, they are coming. All right, and likely, next week, because I got to finish up Yakuza 7 over the weekend, and then it's probably coming next week. All right, so probably next week the year-end series, then probably immediately after that working on the retrospective and doing the retrospective marathon, and then right after that starting planning and nominations for the upcoming Viewers' Choice event. Okay, a lot of stuff, special stuff coming up soon. One final thing, and then we can move on. In regards to DSP Tries It, I still need some suggestions, guys, because I'm going to be doing a special DSP Tries It episode coming up. It's going to be it's going to be during that retrospective marathon, all right? And so I need your feedback on what's a good idea to do for DSP Tries It. Basically, I have 3 suggestions so far. The first is there is a new chicken sandwich at not Popeyes. There's a new chicken sandwich at Jack in the Box. I believe it's called like the Cluckin' Chicken Sandwich or something like that, which is funny because it makes me think of Cluckin' Bell from Grand Theft Auto. So they've got a new sandwich I could try. There's also the possibility someone suggested, I believe it might have been Sir Spartan King. Someone suggested in the last month I try out pizza dipped in ranch sauce. Now, I had never had pizza and ranch before. This sounds absolutely gross and fucking disgusting to me. I don't think that ranch sauce should go with pizza. But there are some people who swear this works. And they even suggested get like a meat pizza and do this. So, I don't know. But it's been a suggestion. I'm like, this would be a different kind of DSP Tries It, because instead of me just trying a set product, I'm actually trying a combination of stuff that people are recommending. Alright? So I guess we'll see. I might do that. Or the other suggestion I had is just go to the World Market store that I have close by, look at what random shit they have there, and buy something that seems like a random cultural food that, I'm not aware of or have never tried before, and try it live on stream. All right? So those are some of the suggestions. Now, if you guys have any better suggestions than that, I am all ears. I would love to hear more suggestions. The more suggestions I get, right, the more options I have to do, and the better it's going to end up being. All right? So, Golden Cold says there's a new flavor of Mountain Dew and a new flavor of Monster. Nah. The thing is, when I do these drink DSP Tries It, they don't do very well because you don't really get to inspect the drink. It's just a fucking liquid, right? It's not like when you have a sandwich, you can look, okay, here's the ingredients of the sandwich. Here's how it looks when it's put together when you buy it from the place. The other day, I open a can, and there's a liquid in the can. Now I drink it. Big fucking deal, right? Not very interesting. So anyway, any more suggestions you guys got, send them my way, and I will weigh and balance them and decide what I'm going to do for this DSP Tries It for the upcoming event, all right? Good stuff, right, guys? All right, that's a lot to talk about. Thanks for hanging out with me while I did that. So outside of that, I think we've covered everything. Very briefly, allow me to do my silly plugs segment, because as you all know, I am a very savvy businessman. Yes, I'm an incredibly savvy businessman, and that means that I need to do a plugs segment on my stream. All right, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I am an independent content creator. What that means is that I am not contracted to exclusively stream on any particular site or business. I do not get paid just for turning on my streams like a lot of top content creators and full-time content creators are these days. I do not have any strategic partnerships nor sponsorships with any company. So that means I'm not shilling any products for you, all right? I am not a paid advertisement when I turn on my stream. I don't have to watch what I say or pull my punches. I don't have to worry about losing a sponsor because I said the wrong thing. Instead, it's the complete opposite. When you watch one of my streams, you know you're getting 100% honesty about whatever I'm playing, because I don't have those things going on behind the scenes. All right? And I'm happy about that. I've been a content creator for over 12 years. And you guys have told me many times over the years, one of the reasons that I have longevity and why you come back to watch my stuff all the time is very simply put, because that's who I am. Because I never sold out, because I never became a paid sponsorship streamer, who that's all I care about. I don't care about putting out honest content, but instead just making a buck. That's not what it's about here. It's never been about that, all right? I was doing YouTube videos for 2-3 years on YouTube before I ever monetized a single one. I only fell into content creation as a job because I lost my job at an office, got laid off, all right? And I love this. Gaming has always been my hobby. It is now my job for the last 10 years. I've been able to do this. It's amazing. It's the best job I've ever had. Seriously, you know, crazy good. I love this. I love interacting with you guys and the experiences we have on a daily basis. But the reason I'm able to keep doing this is because of you guys. You come to the streams, you interact with me, and of course, you contribute and you crowdfund the streams to allow me to continue to do what I love for a living. Thank you for that. Thank you for an awesome 12 years and counting, because I really, really appreciate that, my friends. I do. Now, if you like the content that I put out and you want to crowdfund it and continue to see it be successful, there are many ways that you could do that. You can cheer with bits during the stream. You can subscribe to the channel. You can gift a subscription to the channel to somebody else, or you could tip me. And all of those methods of contribution are greatly appreciated. And I will give you a shout out if you do contribute during the course of today's stream, because I feel so grateful for every single person who contributes that I want to make sure that you get credit for it. All right. That being said, if you do break the rules of the stream, or if you're trying to do troll contributions with insults and shit, it's at my discretion. I don't have to shout out every single thing. There's some people who come in here expressly with the intent to try to insult me or derail my stream, and I'm not going to play that game. Okay? Now, please understand something. Contributions on my streams are not mandatory, nor are they expected. I consider it going above and beyond just a regular stream viewer to support my streams. I really do. I feel like you guys are telling me, I like you and your content so much, I want to see you continue. I'm going to help you do that. And I appreciate that, guys. But understand that if you can't contribute, it's perfectly fine. My streams are free. My streams will always be free here on Twitch, and that's the way I want to keep it. Fair enough? All right. Now, a couple things that I like to review every stream to help out people. First of all, if you're a regular stream viewer, or a stream chatter, or a contributor, if you're just a regular around here, one thing that I want to recommend to you is to do your best to protect your identity, because sadly there are people out there on the internet who will find people like you and harass you for absolutely no good reason. Just because they can get away with harassing you, they'll do it. As stupid as that sounds, they'll do it. All right? So, a few recommendations that I have. First of all, turn off open direct messages on Twitch. Sadly, the direct message system on Twitch, more often than not, is used for online harassment. People will send you nasty messages about me, about you, about random shit. They'll try to get you to click links so they can get your IP address and other information to mess with you. You don't want to play that game. You just don't want to take that risk. So I strongly recommend that you turn off the ability to do that kind of stuff on Twitch. There's no reason to have it open. I'm telling you, you're not missing anything by having that disabled. What I do is I have it so that only people who are listed on my friends list can actually direct message me here on Twitch. So, just throwing that out there. Consider it for your own good so people won't harass you. All right? Now, in addition to that, I strongly recommend that if you are going to be a regular on anyone's stream, not just mine, but anyone's stream, do not use an online identity here on Twitch, meaning the name you use on Twitch, that is associated with your real life information, like your real name or anything like that. Don't use a name that's associated with your other accounts, like your social media accounts, like Facebook or Twitter, Instagram. You don't want people being able to tie your online presence together and then using that information to harass you. You'd be shocked what people could do with just public information on Facebook and stuff like that. And so many people just put stuff out there thinking, who would ever want to harass me, right? Then next thing you know, you're getting harassed because they have all this information that's public and people get away with it so they think it's funny. It's not. It's fucking stupid. It's messed up. And only someone who's kind of disjointed in the head would really do that, but they do it anyway. So there you go. I'm just trying to look out for you guys. I want to make sure that you're not getting harassed for nonsensical reasons. So do not use the same information everywhere, because sadly people will use that to harass you sometimes. All right? Fair enough. Now, I mentioned different ways that you can contribute. You can cheer with bits, you can subscribe to the channel, gift a sub, or you can tip me. All right? Out of all of those methods of contribution, which by the way are all greatly appreciated, the one way that is the preferred method of contribution that helps me the most is tipping, because when you tip me, those are funds I get immediately to put towards important stuff. Coming up, the very end of this month, I've got a lot of bills now that are coming due that all hit at the beginning of the year. I hate with this time of year because I've got like quarterly tax bills for both federal and state that need to be paid. I've got extra fee bills on top of shit that I have to pay. It's a real pain in the ass. Let's just put it that way, okay? I don't enjoy it, to say the least. It's not a very enjoyable time this month. Next month should be a lot better because next month I don't have all that extra shit. But your tips will help me out with that stuff. Your tips help me with things that are normal expenses, like grocery shopping or affording the games for the streams. I bought Hitman with tips. Just matter of factly, I bought Hitman with tips from last week. That's how I'm playing it today. So your tips help a lot, okay? Now, if you are considering tipping me, all right, first of all, thank you in advance. But I have to ask that if you could please go one extra step. When you go to tip me, you're going to have to log into PayPal, all right? When you're doing that, please create a verified PayPal account. In particular, if you're going to be a regular here on the streams and you're going to contribute, a few times rather than just a one-off thing. Why am I asking you to create a verified PayPal account? Because when you create one, it creates protections for both you and me. Both the seller and the buyer, the sender of money, the receiver of money, get protections when you create that verified PayPal account. All right? And in the last 4 months, sadly, I've had a lot of harassment from this one particular person who decided to buy stolen credit card numbers off the internet. And I'm not talking a couple times. I'm talking this guy did it hundreds of times and gave me fake tips through unverified accounts, which then got charged back, which screwed me over because all the money got refunded. Plus, there's annoying things like fees and transactional things behind the scenes that are annoying. And of course, when you have a PayPal account that has a million chargebacks, it's seen in a negative light. Over the last few months, there were days, I'm not exaggerating here, it looked like I made hundreds of dollars of tips in a day, and I actually lost money that day because there were so many fake charges, all right? So that being said, since then, I have instituted changes to prevent this from happening, but they're not foolproof. I have definitely stopped a lot of these from happening, but the truth of the matter is there's no foolproof way to stop it from happening at all. I've tried, and there's no way to say, oh, only accept tips from a verified account. But when I get a tip now, I have to take a look at it to make sure that it's legit. Sometimes we still get impersonators who are impersonating stream regulars and lying about their identity, which is really messed up. But if you create a verified PayPal account, number one, I immediately will know your tip is legit and give you a shout out and be able to add it to the running tally and just go from there, which is a big time saver. If I get a tip that's not verified, all right, what I then have to do is confirm, is this person actually in the stream chat? Is this a stream regular who I recognize, who maybe has other contributions like subbing or cheering, so I know that they're a legit contributor? It's not someone who's trying to scam me, all right? It's a major pain in the ass. It's a time waster, and I've been getting complaints over the past couple of months that it breaks the immersion of the streams. I agree. That's why I'm asking you guys to go the extra mile and make that verified PayPal account, so that way I don't have to waste time. Gee, is this real? Could someone answer? I don't want to have to do that, okay? So I definitely hope that you guys would continue or consider making that verified PayPal account to go the extra mile. By the way, not only does it protect me from fraud, it protects you from fraud. When your account's verified, PayPal gives you things called buyer and seller protection, meaning if someone tries to scam you and rip you off for money, you basically get your money back. That's a huge thing. How do you make a verified account? Well, you can give them your bank account number. You can give them your real name and address. And basically, I believe you provide like a scan of your ID or something like that. There's various different ways to go about it. And I appreciate anyone who does do that. All right. Sadly, the last few times that I played games like Call of Duty, we have people coming in here doing giant tips, and I had to refund them all. Which is stupid because, number one, it completely derails the stream. Right? It does. I'm playing a game. I just want to jump into the next exciting match. I don't want to be verifying tips and refunding tips. Yeah, it's annoying. And then on top of that, those are funds that could have really helped me. And these might be legit people who want to help, but I cannot accept these unverified tips because someone could always charge them back and screw me over on the back end. Okay? So again, please consider making a verified account. By the way, just to say this, Don't listen to the nonsense. There's already idiots in the stream chats making up shit. Oh, your information will be given out to companies. No, it won't, you stupid fuck. This is a complete lie. People do this all the time because they basically want to make it so that, oh, it's not safe, you'll get doxxed. They're full of shit. They're just saying that to scare people, all right? No, your information will not be doxxed by PayPal, because if they did that, you could sue them for millions of dollars. When you provide a company like PayPal with your private info, they're legally bound to keeping that private and not giving your info out. I don't get it, and no one else gets it. If that happened, if there was an information leak, you could sue them and make money. So that's not going to happen, okay? It's just not going to happen, all right? So thank you in advance to anyone who is considering contributing in any way, shape, or form here today. I appreciate it. And if you are going to tip me, if you could go that extra mile and make a verified PayPal account, I would really appreciate that. Okay, guys? All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, news. Let's talk about the news, guys. As you guys know, today we had a transition of power. We said goodbye to President Trump. We say hello to President Biden. It's a big inauguration day. President Biden already going to make sweeping changes. So let's talk for the next hour about politics. Let's do that. Let's just talk about politics, because there's no possible way that talking politics could ever go wrong on my gameplay stream. Let's not. Fuck that shit. If anything, let's not talk politics, because guess what? Now that all this shit is over, seriously, like the last 6 fucking months has been so tumultuous in the United States. And even I had to talk about certain things that happened that were political, even though I try to never do that. And I tell you guys, I try to make my stream an escape from that kind of shit. I still had to talk about certain things that happened because I felt like, being someone with a public following and being a public figure, that it was my responsibility to. All that shit's done. It's over. Seriously, it's over. It's done. It's bullshit. We're done with that nonsense. The drama has ended. There are some people who would like to continue the drama forever. That's not me, and you're not going to hear that shit on my streams. I'm not going to be talking about that shit anymore because it's over. All right? We're done. So no more baloney. Instead, we could just focus on games and having fun. Sadly, there's no game news today. Nothing. And I'm absolutely not shocked that there's no game news today. Did you really think there would be huge game news today when today was a big political day? Of course not. Maybe we'll have some game news later on in the week, but for now, there ain't jack shit going on. So let's just focus on games, my friends. All right? Pardon? Oh, people want me to talk about my pardon. So last night, President Trump pardoned me. It was one of his final acts on his way out of office. He pardoned me for all the belches and farts that I do on stream. He basically said that from now on moving forward, I can be as gaseous as I'd like, as flatulent as I'd like on streams, and no one is able to complain because I am pardoned for it in advance. So you guys better just prepare, because from now on, I'm going to be drinking carbonated drinks. I'm going to be eating bean burritos. It's going to be an explosive experience on my streams moving forward. You better get used to it, all right? Seriously. You just better get used to it. All right. Very exciting. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and let us now do shout outs for those who have contributed. Let's get some stuff going here. So first of all, during my day off, no shock that Golden Colts did his obligatory cheering. So this morning, let us do our obligatory Golden Colts overnight cheer segment. This will be a new segment of the show where we do shout outs for Golden Colts overnight cheers. All right. First of all, the first one, Golden Colts says, "Have a good day off. Don't forget to eat a lot of pizza." I did not eat any pizza on my day off. I missed out on that. Thank you for the first cheer. All right. The second cheer, he says, "Let us be real here. The Mega Pack Deep Dish Pepperoni Pizza was the best Lunchable back in the day. I cannot say either way. I did not really eat Lunchables. Maybe a few times I had Lunchables. In reality, I didn't really like them that much. I always preferred to bring a sandwich to school or whatever to eat. Lunchables, I just didn't think it was very good. I thought that it was very bland in flavor. I never had a pizza version ever. Usually the ones I had were just like ham and cheese and stuff. And I was like, I'd rather eat a fucking sandwich that, is made in the morning rather than a Lunchable. So I never had the deep dish pepperoni pizza Lunchable. I don't know what it is. Golden Colts cheered again. He says, do you own an Instant Pot or a crock pot multi-cooker? What do you use a pressure cooker to make? I'm going to get one, but I'm afraid my kitchen will explode. I do not have one. I absolutely not. I do not have one. What we have here is a regular slow cooker, which is in a ceramic pot, and we've done many things with that, including slow-cooked chicken, slow-cooked pork, soups, stews, that kind of stuff. And, could be really good. Chili as well is very good. You can make in there. So we've had all that kind of stuff. It's very good, but, we don't have the ones that's like the fast cooking. We just have the slow, old school slow cooking. That's what we got. Okay? Continuing on, 2 hours ago, Golden Colts did another cheer, and he says, how many extra toppings can you add to a grilled cheese before it ceases to be a grilled cheese? Well, first of all, it doesn't matter. You can add infinite amount of things to a grilled cheese sandwich. It's still considered a grilled cheese, although people might start naming it something different. All right? Like some places, they'll make a grilled cheese and they'll add like bacon, sausage, and egg, and they'll call it a breakfast sandwich. It's still a grilled cheese, though. All right? But let's be honest here. Now now you've really opened up Pandora's box, Golden Colts. Let me tell you why. Because you have just exposed a huge faux pas in the English language and culinary terminology. Ladies and gentlemen, grilled cheese is not grilled. All right? Think about this. When in reality, have you ever seen someone make a grilled cheese on an actual grill? They don't. They usually they fry it, right? They'll fry it in a pan, or they'll fry it on a griddle or whatever. You never see one actually make a grilled cheese on a grill. If you did it on a real grill, you would have these burn marks on the grilled cheese from the actual grill metal. And it wouldn't even be that good because the cheese would likely ooze through the grill and make the grill disgusting. You know what I mean? Like, now some people are saying it's still grilling if it's on a skillet. Wrong! Absolutely not! It's not. When you make something in a skillet or on a frying pan or whatever, that's not grilling it. That's frying it. It's different. It's actually a completely different culinary technique. So when people are saying grilled cheese and they're not actually doing it that way, it's not grilling it. Now someone said, what about a panini grill? All right. Well, hold on a second. All right. Hold on a second. Everyone relax. A panini grill. You may not be aware of this. A panini grill is also incorrect terminology. The correct terminology is actually a panini press. I know this because I used to actually work in the food industry, and we had a professional grade panini press to make panini sandwiches. It's not called a grill, it's called a press. But for some reason, over the years when panini sandwiches became more mainstream, they started selling these devices for home, and they changed the terminology from panini press to panini grill, which is not correct. Okay? So, in reality, no, these are not grills. The George Foreman grill is really not a grill. It simulates a real grill because what the George Foreman grill does, it simulates sear marks from a regular grill on your meat. But it's really not. It's a press. It's actually a grill press. You see, it's different. It's not like a flame grill that you would traditionally cook food on. So, if you're making a grilled cheese and you're not grilling it on a real grill, that's not a grilled cheese. That's a fried cheese sandwich. We've all been making fried cheese sandwiches and not grilled cheese. Oh my God. What a revelation. What a revelation. I can't believe... So, ladies and gentlemen, later tonight, when you go to make yourself a delicious fried cheese sandwich, you remember what I said, all right? Anyway, let's continue on. All right. Captain Caveman, 4201, has resubscribed for 35 months. And he says, hit him up, man. Explosive golf balls and rubber ducky style. That's right. We're going to see what we do this time. Again, there's always really creative ways to assassinate people in the I said Assassin's Creed. There's always a creative ways to assassinate people in the Hitman series. Not so much in the Assassin's Creed series anymore. Now you just run up and you beat them with a club or something. No stealth at all. What an assassination that is, right? Anyway, Hitman, there's always fun and creative ways, and I'm looking forward to see what they came up with in this one. Thank you for the resub, Captain Caveman. My laptop is frozen. Shit. Hold on. Oh, my God. Oh, excuse me, everyone, but listen, you can't complain. I've been pardoned. I got a pardon. You can't complain about that. Former President Trump. He pardoned me, so I have right to do whatever I want, belching or farting. All right? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. I received a tip today. From Rob. That's right. Rob has tipped me $47. And Rob says the following. This makes up for my $4.70 tip during Hitman 2. Hoping this is just a warm-up for 007 soon. So now I understand what he's saying, because when he tipped me that, I didn't know what he meant, but then people said, oh, are you aware that IO Interactive is making a 007 game? Well, now I am. So now I know exactly what Rob is talking about. So thank you, Rob, for getting the tipping started today. I really appreciate that. And look at that. With just one tip, we have jumped to almost halfway to the tips goal. I guess I should remind you guys, if we hit the $50 of tips today raised, I'll put on the Gunner glasses. And if we hit the $100, it's time for a vest. Now, what vest? That's up to you. Today, I'm just going to make all vests eligible except the gray, because you guys never vote for gray anyway. So, since a new week, we're resetting. So, the beige, the blue, the red, the platinum, or the camo vest will all be available today if we hit the $100 tips goal. And again, I would be very appreciative if we do. Movie Lord 101 is subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Movie Lord. I appreciate that. Good to see you. SMR Tad resub for 2 months in a row. And said time for stealth fails. Woo! Yeah. And you know I fail a lot, but that's the good thing about Hitman is it's trial and error. Hitman has a lot of trial and error, trying out different creative ways. If they don't work out, try something different, right? Cashmere Goat gifted a subscription to Free Lean In Manual Chill. Congratulations, Free Lean In Manual Chill. Thank you, Cashmere Goat. Lucifer Soul is the first cheerer of the day with a 100-bit cheer, saying that Sony Santa Monica Studios is almost done with God of War Ragnarok, and they're also working on a new IP said to be genre-defining. Let the hype begin. Sounds good to me. They have not failed yet, right? They have not failed. That studio has consistently pumped out high-quality stuff, and at this point, I think what we really need is high-quality stuff from notable studios. We need enough of the disappointing games. We've had way too many, and I'm tired of being disappointed at this point. I just want to lay down my hard-earned money, and I want to say, here's my money, right? Shut up and take my money, and give me a good game for it. Not shut up and take my money and fuck me in the ass with garbage that's unfinished. So hopefully that's what we'll get from Sony Santa Monica. Cashmere Goat has gifted another sub, this time to Dragon God Quest fan. Congratulations to Dragon God Quest fan, and thank you, Cashmere Goat. Elijah Versol cheered again. He says, can we watch some of your Oblivion playthrough from 2014, since that's the only Elder Scrolls Oblivion related content we're getting this year? Possibly, if you guys want to nominate some of that to watch back during the retrospective, I'd be okay with that. I don't know if there's any good moments that you want to highlight for us to watch, but I'm open to that. I mean, yeah, it's been a million years ago since I played it, and I never really got too far with it. Big ol' Bean 13. Cheers as DSP tries Tim Hortons. Please, your Canadian fans want to see that. I wouldn't be opposed to doing that, except it doesn't exist here. There's no Tim Hortons where I live at all. People have talked about this numerous times, saying, will you try Tim Hortons? It's not here. Maybe if I were to actually travel into Canada someday, which I would like to do, by the way, I would love to go across the border here and jump. I think Vancouver would be the closest major city in Canada. That would be a good place for tourism. Sadly, with COVID, there's no way that's even a possibility. You know, we need all this to end before we can even consider tourism. So, I guess we shall see what happens. Knows Nobody cheered and said, Phil, it would be really awesome if you did a list of the best games from each year from the last decade. You could already watch that. It's called my Game of the Year Awards. There's no reason for me to do another list that already exists. What I may do is the best games and most disappointing games of last gen. That I might do. But it depends on time constraints. So we'll see what happens here. Westside Rascal cheered. He says, not really comfortable disabling my personal messages. What if a girl tries to message you? Rest assured that doesn't happen. There are no women on the internet. Didn't you know that? There's 0 women. It's all just men impersonating women and trying to catfish you. So you don't have to worry about it. You're not missing nothing. Just turn everything off. You're fine. You'll miss absolutely nothing. An anonymous cheerer did a 200-bit cheer. Thank you to the anonymous cheerer who did a 200-bit cheer. I appreciate that very much. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. Anon. Oops. Shit. Anon. Oh, shit. I can't type this for some reason. There we go. 200 bits. Very nice. Thank you very much to the anonymous 200-bit cheerer. You're the biggest cheerer of the day so far. Snow Carl cheers. Do you think the gaming news segment should be a weekly occurrence rather than daily because there seems to be a lack of stories? See, it's funny. When I first started the gaming news segment, there was a ton. Because, of course, I started doing this kind of in the fall. And it was good because there was so much to talk about. And now it's just a drought because this always happens. Early in the year, there ain't nothing. I don't see a reason to do it weekly. Just do it whenever there's something to talk about. We talk about it. If not, we zoom past it. We do other stuff, right? SMR Tad just cheered. He said, I've been watching your Persona 5 playthrough on YouTube. Now I'm here for a vastly different game. Well, unless, yeah, unless the wild shadow enemy starts showing up and, I don't know, what would Agent 47's, Persona be? Like, what would it be? I don't know. But anyway, yes, SMR Tad, definitely. Very different. Rob Zombie has resubscribed for 2 months. He says, when are you dropping your rap album, Phil? Well, let me tell you something, Rob Zombie. At one point, people say that when I talk so fast, when I'm reading statements that are very long, that it sounds like I'm rapping. But I'm really not rapping. I'm just talking at a very rapid pace because I like to relay things very quickly. And sometimes when you talk very quickly, you could cover a lot of ground and say very ginormous statements back to back without wasting a lot of time, especially on a stream like mine where I need to keep things moving at all times while keeping people entertained. By talking very quickly is a very effective way to do that. So some people say that it sounds like I'm rapping, but I'm really not. I'm just talking at a very rapid pace in order to cover ground very quickly, and I hope that you understand that. Okay. Excuse me. Lies of Her Soul did a 100-bit cheer. By the way, I didn't prepare any of that. I just said it right off the top of my head. Lies of Her Soul did a 100-bit cheer. And he says, if it's not a grilled cheese, then I guess I love eating oven-baked bread with butter and cheese. Yeah, exactly. But no, if you're frying it, it's a fried cheese sandwich. If you're making a sandwich with cheese on it, and you put it in a frying pan, or on a griddle, all right, or a press, any of those things, you're essentially frying it or pressing it. So you could make a pressed, like a panini press, makes a pressed panini sandwich. All right? Or, excuse me, if you're frying that sandwich, it's a fried cheese sandwich. You're not grilling it unless it's on a grill. It's that simple. It's that simple. How is it fried if you don't use batter? Because you're frying. Do you understand what frying means? Frying does not mean battering. You're thinking deep frying. You're thinking like battering, coating in a batter, and then putting it into oil. And that's a completely different process than what we're talking about. Completely different. All right. You know what the funny part about all this is? I'm not exaggerating, guys. There will be people who are listening to this, and they are going to dissect this. I'm not even kidding you. They will look up cooking terminology, and they will say, Phil is wrong. And they're going to be big. Phil talked about this on stream all day this morning. He was completely wrong. Are you aware that this is called grilling and this is called fry and this? And they're going to type up giant fucking statements and paragraphs. This will be in videos and shit. I'm not serious. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just having a funny segment on the pre-stream. But these people are just so obsessively nuts. They'll actually do that. They will. They'll dissect what I'm talking about. They're out of their minds. Ace cheers. I'm not sure if you were aware. If you have Hitman 1 and 2, you can import levels to Hitman 3. I did it this morning. Now I have 21 levels ready to go. Amazing amount of content for Hitman. I'm going to have it installed. Yeah, but it's the same levels. That's not new content. All you did is you imported the content from the first 2 games. Also, I've heard that there's bugs with that. Like, some people tried to do it and it glitched and it screwed the game up. So, here's what I would recommend. If you're going to play Hitman 3, alright, play Hitman 3 first. Play the new 6 stages. Play through the story, alright? Then if you beat it and you want to replay the old stages in the modern engine, then do that, but don't fuck your game up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely not doing that. I'm going to play the main game first, and then I'm going to, if I feel like doing that, I'm not going to fuck it up with glitches and stuff. Alright? So, yeah. I would not recommend doing that until you've actually done the new content. But it's not new stages. It's the same shit you've already done, so I don't know why you think that's like a big deal. To me, it wouldn't be. Okay. Jack Seabath cheers. Any of the Hitman games you played have glitches. Will we expect some cyberpunk-esque floating? What glitches do you remember from the franchise? Excuse me. As I've stated, the one Hitman game that had a ton of glitches was the original Hitman from this reboot trilogy. Because the way that they released it was episodic, it kind of broke the game. It kind of broke the game and had a lot of issues. With everything, like I said, saving, certain mechanics didn't work properly. It was frustrating. Also, I remember, like, people would see me through walls and shit. It didn't make any sense. Like, oh, detected. What do you mean detected? I'm completely in cover. And that would happen a bunch. I think the game was just fucked up. But, like I said, Hitman 2, I didn't see any issues like that. So, Snorlax Charity says, are you a Wawa or a Sheetz guy? When you first said either, did you know instantly that 7-Eleven was absolute shit? Well, I've never heard of Sheetz, but Wawa is a chain of convenience/variety stores that can usually be found along highways and or that kind of deal in the United States. It's only certain places. The Wawa that I remember I always passed by was between Dunedin, New Jersey and Connecticut. Whenever I would drive to Dunedin, New Jersey, 8 on the Break Arcade for major Street Fighter tournaments, there would be a Wawa along the way, and I stopped there once or twice. Now you're saying it's superior to 7-Eleven. I don't recall it being any better than 7-Eleven. It's about the same thing. You know, you could get sandwiches, coffee, soda, snacks, bottled drinks, magazines, you know, and a variety of stuff. Oh, I got a headache. Buy some Advil. You know, they got that kind of stuff there. It's pretty much what they are. It's like a variety store for whatever need may arise when you're on the road. But I don't remember anything else, you know, special from Wawa. So maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't remember. I never went there many times. So, oh my God, that was absolutely disgusting. Excuse me, but you know, you guys can't hold it against me because I was pardoned by Trump. So I'm sorry, but those days are gone. All right, SMR Tad just cheered. He said, can we commission Lin-Manuel Miranda to write a Hamilton-esque hip-hop musical about your life? No, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, but no. Okay. Snow Carl cheered. He says, can you define frying, grill, and grilling? It's open fire, decide. Oh my. I rest my case. I rest my case. Like, literally, I was just justifying everything that I just said previously about people taking it too seriously. I rest my case. Okay. An anonymous cheerer did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you to the anonymous cheerer for another 100-bit cheer. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Jack Seabath did a 100-bit cheer. And he says, so technically you started on YouTube in early 2008, right? That means Joe Biden is the 4th president since you've been a content creator. Does this make you feel accomplished to have lasted so long? Actually, I started making videos in 2007. My first videos on YouTube were when I actually went to Street Fighter tournaments at an arcade that was just in a suburb in the outskirts of Chicago, Illinois. It was the Midwest Championships series. And if I remember correctly, I recorded a little bit of Super Turbo gameplay, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, but I also recorded the Random Games tournament event. And how myself and John Rambo did during that event. So those were my very first videos on YouTube. But actually it was actually what do you call it? Hold on a second, I'm having a brain fart. Oh, in 2008 is when I started doing active gameplay of games that I recorded at home with impromptu commentary over it, which obviously is what I'm most known for. So most people don't even discuss the fact that I made videos in 2007 because it was just kind of like, you know, vlogging tournaments rather than doing creative content, you see. So there you go. As for lasting so long, listen, I don't care about how many presidents have been around since I made content, but there's something to be said for longevity, right? When here I am, still making content. Over 12 years since I first started, people still find me pertinent. People still contribute. Obviously, there's people who find value in what I do, and I'm happy about that. Okay. Jethro's main cheers actually feel like everyone in your chat and people outside listening to your stream simultaneously collapse during Golden Cold's food cheers. Nobody will criticize it, dude. What? What do you mean? I don't even know what that means, but thanks for the cheer. Savage Today did a 500-bit cheer and says, as a Hogan fan, what's your thoughts on the casting of Chris Hemsworth in the biopic? This is the first I'm hearing of this. So you're telling me they're making a biography film about Hulk Hogan and Chris Hemsworth, the actor who played Thor, has been cast as Hulk Hogan? I did not know this at all. I never heard of this. That's interesting. Is this a major studio movie, or is this more like an indie? I mean, if that's Chris, wait a minute. If that's Chris Hemsworth, then it's got to be a major studio movie because he's going to get paid a ton of money, I'm sure. After Marvel, none of those actors are doing small-time shit, right? So, yikes. Interesting. That's exciting because Hulk Hogan was the biggest wrestler when I was growing up. He was the one that was synonymous with pro wrestling. He's the one that kind of got me into watching wrestling because I used to go over my godparents' house, and my godfather was a huge fan of pro wrestling, and he would buy the pay-per-views. And I remember going over there one year for Thanksgiving, and we were having Thanksgiving dinner together, and we watched Survivor Series live. It was very exciting. But Hulk Hogan back in the day was the big guy, and I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder if that'll be good. I have no idea. Okay. So hold on a second here. Hold on 1 second. Just hold on. Everyone hold up. Hold your horses. Everyone relax. No one jump the gun. No one go crazy here. All right, everyone relax. Sit tight. All right. I have received a $1.30 tip from Sly4308. And Sly says the following. People thought it was going to be like something ginormous or something. All right, Sly says the following. I got some sick grilled cheese recipes, mate. I'll send them to you via Twitter. And go right ahead. Just please let them be real and not some disgusting shit. But I am always open to hearing some recipes. NSDAP. I don't know what this means. What the hell is NSDAP? NSDAP? Officer? This person's been cheering the past few days. I have no idea what that means. What is an NSDAP or NSDAP? What the fuck is that? Anyone know? Everyone's laughing. Is it the Nazi Party? Is that really what it is? Oh. Everyone's saying it's the Nazi Party. Is that true? Well, why didn't anyone tell me this earlier? Why would no one tell me this? People want me to ban it. People want me to outright ban this person. Right? Anonymous says, I didn't even know. I just Googled it myself. All right. Well, then I guess we're just going to have to ban this guy. Because he thinks he's funny. And obviously, I don't know that. I don't fucking pay attention to that dumb shit. It's like I told you guys, like these insignificant shitheads. The other day, someone said, that was using the name of the person who assassinated MLK on MLK Day. And I'm like, listen, I know MLK for being a revolutionary leader, a huge progressive person in the United States who changed things for the better. That's who I remember. I don't remember the scumbag who murdered him because that person is just a blot on human history. It's a fucking shit stain on humanity, you don't remember those people. You remember the good people, right? So it's like I'm not gonna research and know the actual political name of the fucking party that the Nazi party was, because they're scum. I don't need to waste my fucking time on that shit, because I know that they're garbage. So I don't know anything about this fucking party, and that's why I didn't recognize its name. What I will do right now is I will personally ban this person from the chat permanently, and I will say, go fuck yourself. Okay, he's banned. There you go. All right. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's do some shout-outs here. Shout out to the following people who have cheered so far this week. Keep in mind, the week is young. We only had Monday and now today, this morning. Thank you to those who've cheered so far. I really appreciate your channel support. In 10th place, we've got Leg Slap of Doom. We've got a tie for 8th place between I Love It, Champ, and Snow Carl. In 7th place, we got Ninstar Rune. In 6th place, we've got Golden Colts. In 5th place, Retro Gem. 4th place goes to Savage Today. 3rd place is Rob on Wheels. 2nd place, Ripley Atomic. And in 1st place, Liza for Soul. Thank you very much, all for the cheers. I appreciate that. Then, thank you to those who've gifted subscriptions this week. We've got 2 people so far. We've got Cashmere Go and Diocletian60, who each gifted 2 subs to the channel. Thank you very much to those who did that. I appreciate that. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. Unless you guys have anything else you'd like to discuss on the stream, what we'll do is we'll take a brief break for me to use the restroom, and get set up here, boot up my PS5, get Hitman working. Because in an odd twist, Hitman 5 did not work until 5 a.m. That's just odd. Most games, when you get them digitally, you pre-order them, they unlock at midnight. This game did not unlock until 5 a.m. So I didn't have an opportunity to test it to make sure it was going to work, because I wasn't awake at 5 a.m. So we'll take a quick break here for me to use the restroom, and then I'll come back, and it's time for Hitman 3. Sound good? All right. Can we talk politics today? Absolutely not. Politics are done. The political nonsense is over with. The 3-ring circus that was the last 6 months is done. We can finally move on positively and say, fuck all that bullshit. No more politics. Not allowed. Politics are completely banned. In fact, you know what, moderators? Ban anyone who types the word politics in the stream chat. Just ban them immediately. Outright. Permanent ban. No recourse. No ability to appeal. Just ban them outright. I've had enough. Okay, then. That's right. No recourse. Anyone who says Trump, ban them. Biden, ban them. Kamala Harris, double ban them. I've had enough of this. I don't want to hear it. By the way, I'm kidding. This is not serious. Here we go again. Oh, look, Phil said this on his stream. He's better. What a hypocrite, because he talks politics on his stream and now he wants people banned. I'm not serious. Holy fuck, you. Some people are just stupid as fuck. Shof15. SHOF15 has subscribed to the channel. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a break. Let's take a break. I'll be back in a few minutes with the premiere of Hitman 3. I hope you guys are excited to see some assassinations. All right. I'll be back soon. Thank you, guys. See you in a bit.